Good evening, everyone. Welcome to session 4B, Joy of the Spirit. This is day 78, and I am Prashant Sopori, your host for this evening, joining from Detroit Metro, Michigan. Just a reminder, we will be doing foot soaking as part of this session today. So if you haven't already prepared your foot soaking apparatus, now is the time. If you're new or have missed any of the classes, you can certainly catch on the recordings or get one-on-one help after the class in the breakout rooms. There you can request the change in mentors or request additional mentors. Now, Tuesday's topic was the 4 petals of the Mooladhara. And today we have a special topic wherein we'll be going through a musical journey up the central channel. And we'll also be doing some clearing of our left and right side. As part of the agenda this evening, we will go through a foot soaking and guided meditation, followed by a video of Shri Mataji where she talks about the importance of music and meditation. Then we'll have some live music, and then finally we'll conclude this evening with the presenters sharing their experiences. So looking forward to an exciting evening. And before that, let's introduce the fellow participants today. So Kalyan and Alice, why don't you guys come on and take a moment to introduce yourself. Maybe Kalyan, you can go first, and then followed by that, Alice.
Sure, absolutely. Hello, everyone. My name is Kalyan Gopalakrishnan. I am from the Hartford, Connecticut area. I play the classical music on the violin, the Indian classical music, which is very much connected with spirituality, and it's very much connected with the qualities of the different chakras. So I'm very much looking forward to today's session of meditating with you together.
Fantastic. Looking forward to it as well, Kalyan. How about you, Alice? Please go ahead.
Hi, everyone. My name is Alice, and I'm coming from New Jersey at the moment, originally from France. And I've been practicing meditation since I was little, and I'm happy to be here with all of you today.
Fantastic. Thanks for joining. All right. So let's embark on to our first segment here. As we said, today's topic is musical journey through central channel. And I am personally very excited about this session today, as I can't wait to get myself immersed into the journey that Kalyan will be taking us through in the second part of the session. Now, it's always enlightening and blissful to, whenever you're hearing some musical compositions or notes, it's truly blissful to feel the responses of that on your internal subtle system. Now, why is that? Because the reason is because both music and meditation are intricately connected. And the reason is because they have this profound relationship with the internal subtle system. As the basis for both music and meditation is innocence and wisdom and purity. So if we compare the internal subtle system structure and then also the musical hierarchy, all the 7 notes, one on top of the other, as we kind of ascend, there is this complete concord and harmony between the frequencies on which the chakras move and the frequency of the various energy centers. So for example, in the Indian classical, our base note is Sa, and in the Western it is Do. Both these have their frequencies completely aligned with the first energy center of Mooladhara, where the key characteristics is innocence and wisdom and purity. So the basis of music is purity. And when the music is created in its purest form, it certainly is inspiring. It leads to soulful contentment. From there on, it evokes those emotions from your heart. And ultimately, it reaches the wider collective and has a more universal appeal. So any kind of music which is pure has a response from regions and geographies across the world, regardless of what language, what background it's from, because it solicits this response from the spirit. And after enlightenment, once we have our self realization, besides appreciating the sensitivity of the emotions and the technicality of the music, the realized souls experience a third form of, I would say, experience, which is the response from their internal subtle system. So as we hear the music, as our attention goes on it, it's able to evoke those sensations because it invites the mother kundalini on those various energy centers. As a result, we experience the form of vibrations flowing through our hands and from the top of our head. So we are able to appreciate it at a deeper level, wherein we are able to understand the connection with the spirit through music. However, while this is all great, what's required is really the complete grounding and the calibration of our internal subtle system to be able to appreciate that. And in order to do that, what we'll be doing today in the first half is take a moment to balance ourselves out so that we can have a more meaningful and thorough experience in the second half. So with that said, I'm hoping that we all have our foot soaking apparatus ready, and we can get ourselves situated. So we'll take a moment to just relax ourselves first, put our feet apart, close our eyes, and allow our attention to settle on top of our head. And we'll just watch our attention without any effort, just witness it. And we'll pray from the core of our heart, Mother Kundalini, please allow my attention to stabilize on the top of my head, and please make me thoughtless. Simple prayer from the core of our heart. Mother, make me thoughtless. Now, as we find our attention stabilizing and some response already coming through our fingertips, with that recognition, we will maintain our attention on top of our head and raise our Kundalini and put ourselves in bandhans. So we'll go one by one. So we'll start off with our left channel. So we'll move our left hand up straight and right around it in a clockwise way. Take it all the way to the top, and we'll tie the first channel. And we tie a simple knot on top. We'll perform the same motion again. Again, left hand moves up straight, right around it in a clockwise way. Stretching our head back, we'll make 2 knots. And this is for our left and right. And we'll perform it one more time, again, from the bottom to the top. And this time we'll tie 3 knots. 2 and 3. So we have tied all our 3 channels. Now with the vibrations flowing through our hand already, we'll give ourselves a protective shield called the bandhan. So we'll take our right hand on the left side and scoop it and make 1. And then again, 2. And similarly, we'll make 7 such cycles to provide protection to the aura of all 7 energy centers. This is a primordial technique that we use to get ourselves ready for meditation. And 7. With that, we can now give 7 circles to the tub that we have arranged for our foot soaking. That is just to give vibrations to the water so that it is ready to absorb all the imbalances that we have. And then we can submerge our feet in water. Now we'll first balance our left side, placing our right hand towards Mother Earth and maintaining the left hand on our lap. And we'll maintain our attention on the very center of our left palm. And be very conscious about this, just watching our attention and let it not get distracted. We'll make a simple prayer, Mother Kundalini, that all the imbalances, all the negativities that are in the path of my ascent be absorbed by Mother Earth. Mother Kundalini, I want to experience your presence on my left side. Let the grace of your presence remove all negative thoughts, negative conditionings, all kind of negative emotions or mental blocks. Take away all the fears. As we are balancing, we need to keep on reminding ourselves, where is my attention? Our attention has to be on our inner being, on the center of our left palm, as we are balancing the left side. Now we'll bring our right hand on our lap and left hand towards the sky. And we'll place our attention on the center of our right palm to balance the right side. And here we pray to Mother Kundalini. Mother Kundalini, let all the anxieties, let all the futuristic thoughts, all the heat from my right side be absorbed by the ether element. anything that involves my attention and takes it away from being the spirit. Please remove all those pressures into the ether element. Now we'll bring our left hand down, back in our lap, and maintaining our attention on top of our head, we'll just extend our attention all the way down our spine and to the very base of our spine on the first energy center. Just like our internal subtle system, music also has its basis in this innate innocence and wisdom. So we'll face both our hands towards Mother Earth. And if we're sitting on the chair, obviously, just point them towards Mother Earth. And allow your attention to fully station and meditate upon the very base of our spine. And here we pray, Mother, make me completely innocent. Make me humble. Make me pure like a child. So that, Mother, I always remain in your attention. Now we'll bring both our hands back in our lap, and we'll 3 times just move our right hand up our central channel. So we'll form like a cup in front of our first energy center and just raise it through our central channel all the way up to our Sahasrara. And we'll do this 3 times and pray to Mother Kundalini, Mother, please awaken and balance my central channel. We'll do it the last time. We will place the center of our palm on the very top of our head. We gently press it and allow our attention to fully establish on the top of her head. Just watching it. And we'll pray to Mother like a child. Mother Kundalini, please come into my head, come into my Sahasrara. Please establish my attention in your realm. Let my attention fully stabilize on Sahasrara. Please establish the union. We'll put as much love, as much earnestness in this prayer. We'll gradually raise our right hand above our head, very gradually, and let our attention fully fill that space between our head and the hand. If there are any thoughts that are bothering, we'll just forgive them. Or just say, it's not mine. Bring our right hand back in our lap. And just watching our attention on top of our head. We'll stay in silent meditation for a couple minutes. We'll now rinse our feet. And then we can just keep the foot soaking tub aside. And then we'll listen to a video of Shri Mataji where she talks about the importance of music and meditation and how music has to be something which is grounded to fundamentals. And only then it appeals to the spirit.
Count your blessings. You are really specially blessed people for your good deeds in last lives. But this life you have achieved, I don't know what sort of awareness, that people just don't want to see anything. Like the music that appeals to your spirit must be sung, must be appreciated, you see. Instead of that, it is horrible la 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 that goes on. I don't know how people don't go mad with it, and then on psychedelic things you work on people. It's really maddening. It will madden even a dog, leave alone anyone. If you play that kind of a horrid music that they have very कर्कशाला काय म्हणतात असेल इंग्लिशमध्ये shrilling shrill sort of thing, even a dog would go mad. I tell you, try on a dog. To me, I mean, I know Mozart was a realized soul. Mozart was a realized soul, no doubt. And there were so many like that, but they cannot be appreciated by. You see, you can even have jazz music is good. Jazz has got so much of creativity in it. It works out on a creative thing. But you must base it on something that is related to your being inside. Like Indian music, you can call it something like jazz. In the sense it is so spontaneous. But you have to first build it up into melodies. You have to go to a guru to understand what a melody is. And you have to keep to that boundaries of melody. Like a plane, it has to ascend. Then it cannot go hither and thither, throw all its wings on all the sides, you see. It has to be bound in the same way. In the same way, a melody has to move in a particular manner and it has to go up and down. But you have all the power to create the permutations and combinations and the way to build up the whole image of the beautiful melody. You can just make the whole palace out of it. But if you go just amok here and there, supposing now if you don't use the plumb line and build this building, what will happen? You won't see it third day standing here. It's like that. You cannot go amok with it. Now jazz music is good, but it must have the collection with the basics. But because you see, in India we were more sort of meditative people, believed in meditation and taking our sort of guidance from the meditative rishis and munis. You see, music has the same principle. Then even art, you see, even drama, everything. In a drama, how to create a particular mood, you see, what words to be used, what sentences to be used, what language to be used, what makes your body stand on your this thing. But sometimes I find that when it is without understanding of the science of creating mood, you see, science, the divine science of creating the mood, what happens that when you are trying to create a mood of, say, great courage, you just start laughing, it creates a joke, out of it, because you don't know the basis of that. So all the roots of everything must be found out, the essence of everything should be found out. You cannot just go amok. Respect the artist and the art, otherwise art won't grow. So now we have here some very nice musicians. I was surprised that none of them made any mistakes. That's the best part of it, though they were coming from different countries. And they did it so well and with such speed and understanding. I wanted them to play this Vinati Suniya because in India we don't have any notation. Can you imagine? We don't have any composers. Only thing is we have to go through rigorous training for at least, I don't know, I used to think that it's at least 20 years or 30 years, but nowadays I find the Western people get it in 3 years, something special about them. And after that only they can start singing with their own originality, with their own expressions. They don't need, they themselves are composers, as if they know the whole knowledge, how to build up, how are the melodies are, ragas are, how far to go, how to express, and they are left to themselves to do it. Now there's a rapport between the audience and between them. So that rapport works and they know how to play. This is another style. I would say both styles are all right. There's nothing wrong in any style or another style. But for Indian style, you have to go into a rigorous training, and if there are people who are connoisseurs sitting here, then you can be found out that you are making mistake, you are doing this. But normally it is very enjoyable. in the same way as your music is. You had composers and composers, and they are different types of people. We couldn't play all of them today, but perhaps I like all of them very much, and I enjoy Western music equally same as Indian music, as well as South Indian music. Music is music. I mean, I don't understand that this music is superior, that music is superior. There's nothing like that. They are all different types of music, and only thing is you must have a sensitive ear to enjoy it. Once enjoyment is abstract, it is not according to the country, according to any style or anything. Everywhere music has developed, and we should learn to appreciate, to enjoy every type of music. I'm very happy and thankful the way you have played your orchestra. It was really remarkable. I never thought that you all will join together like this, though I've heard. I mean, Austria is very good, and also Romania is very good. They have so many good musicians there. But for Indians, it's a treat because they have never heard Mozart, I think. Very few people must have heard him, of course. He was a great master, no doubt. Vivaldi, all of them. Tremendous people, no doubt. But I had a chance to go abroad and I had a liking for music, so I could hear them. It's a chance, a great chance for Indians here to hear all these great composers. So thank you very much for that.
Let's continue to stay in meditation, just silently absorbing the message and enjoying our silence with our attention in the Sahasrara. We will take the journey from the first energy center at the base of the spine, coming up through the different centers and coming up to the Sahasrara, which is the seventh one at the top of the head. And we will take that journey with the help of music. There are melodies in Indian music that correspond to the different centers. So I will be playing those melodies briefly for each center. I will state which center we should have our attention on, and then I'll play that melody, and during that time we just keep our attention on that center and just try to keep our attention as pure as we can and just enjoy the music. So we'll start with the first center at the base of the spine. So let us see if we can bring our attention to the first center. This is the center that's the basis of the entire subtle system. So this center gives us innocence, and the bass note in any form of music corresponds to this center. So if you listen to the Tanpura sound in the background, actually it has that foundational note which we call Sa in Indian music. So the note Sa is this. Now we'll raise the attention to the second center, which is at the level of the waist along the spine. This is the center for creativity. Let's see if we can keep our attention here. Let's bring our attention to the navel, the third center. This is the center that gives us the sense of satisfaction. Now let's bring our attention to the heart center. This is the center that gives us the sense of security. It makes us fearless. Let's just be in silent meditation for a minute before we move on to the higher centers. We can again raise the energy from the base of the spine to the top of the head. Let's see if our attention is at the top of the head. Now let's bring it to the throat area, the base of the throat, which is the center for collectivity. Let's raise our attention to the Agnya chakra, which is at the level of the forehead. This is the center for forgiveness. We can put our right hand across the forehead and just joyfully forgive everyone. And let's pray that we be established in thoughtless awareness. Let's put our right hand at the top of the head. Let's bring our whole attention here and raise our hand a few inches above. And let's feel our attention in that space above the top of the head. We'll bring our right hand down. we can just be in the silence and continue the meditation for 1 or 2 more minutes with our attention on the Sahasrara. We can open our eyes. Back to you, Prashant.
Well, thank you so much, Kalyan. This was truly beautiful and transformational. I don't even have words to describe the experience that we just had. Amazing. It was really hard to come from that space. um, so, on to our next part of this evening. But before we get into the presenter sharing, we have a few announcements to make. So, let's bring those slides up. So, as we all know, we're currently part of the session 4B of the 21 days, focused on the joy of the spirit. This part of the session started on Thursday, September 19th, and will conclude on Thursday, October 10th. And we have been meeting Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursday. On the alternative days of the week, we still meet for the collective foot soak and meditation. And those days are Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Again, the same time, 8:45 p.m. New York time. And we use the same exact Zoom link to join in for those sessions. This coming Sunday, we'll meet again. And this time, our focus will be on developing patience. So we'll have the day 79 on Sunday, focusing on developing patience. As far as the program resources go, there is plenty. You can request a mentor. There is a post in the Zoom chat where you can fill out the form for requesting a mentor. You can join our community on WhatsApp group, and which is enlightening with all kinds of spiritual messages and course content. And then if you want to catch up on any of the previous sessions, there is session links available on the URL provided here, and you can find all the handouts, all the details of the previous recordings there. As you go through the journey, you might require some assistance, and there is many ways you can do that. So you can write to the breakout room for help, and there a Sahaja Yoga teacher will be available to you to guide you through. You can write to the chat Q&A, or you can write to the MC, which is myself for this particular session here. And as we are going through the presenter sharing, you can bring up those questions and we can try and answer those. All right. So with that being said, we are getting into our last part of this evening, which is the presenters sharing experiences. So I would like to invite, Alice and Kalyan back into the room here. All right. Excellent. How are you guys doing?
Great.
That was truly beautiful, beautiful, Kalyan. I mean, each melody raga was just transformational, and especially for me, the culmination was unbelievable. So, keeping with the theme of this evening, music through the central channel, or the journey through central channel, Shri Mataji's talk was truly enlightening, in terms of drawing those connections. So I wanted to kind of start there and see what was some of the most interesting things that you found in her talk, where she talked about the connection between music and meditation. Maybe we start about with our reflections with regards to Shri Mataji's talk. Alice, I don't know if you want to kind of share your reflections, and then I can go next. And
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so as you said, the speech was very enlightening. It's nice because we often, I mean, in the context of meditation, I find it's often associated with Indian classical music, and at least for me in my background. And I find that this type of music is very special, as it is really able to bring you into a state of meditation, and that's what we experience today. But as well as that, what Shri Mataji also explained was how the different types of music, different styles from around the world all have that ability to, if they are pure, really get you to that stage, that state where you can sort of basically be in meditation. So that was really nice. Yeah.
No, absolutely. I completely agree with you. That was something which resonated with me as well. Where Shrimari talks about the basics and the fundamentals of music. So as long as she touched on jazz and the connection between jazz and the Indian classical. So while the compositions are flowing, there is still that anchoring to the basics, and that's what kind of keeps the melody intact, and it is able to form that connection with the essence that the melody is trying to communicate. And to your point, what you were just saying, that music is music, right? What she uses a phrase, it certainly transcends boundaries. Doesn't matter what language, which part of the world it's from. If it is created in purity, if it is harmonic with your internal channels, it will certainly solicit those responses, and it will resonate with the spirit. So to me, yeah, that was the key. How about you, Kalyan? What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, sure. I felt that there was a point where she says that the melodies should be bounded. right? So that was
Yeah.
something that really kind of struck me as very interesting, right? So where she talks about creativity and you have a lot of freedom to experiment and express yourselves, but there is boundaries to every melody, and those boundaries are subtle. And as we learn music, we keep uncovering what those boundaries are. And I felt that even in life, it's like for everything there are boundaries, right? That we, and as long as we stay within the boundaries, we are so free to be what we are. But it's important to be respectful to those boundaries so we can keep in our balance. So
Absolutely. Yeah, that is so beautiful, right? So, kind of keeping with the theme of the music, how has music kind of helped you or in your personal lives, to grow deeper? And what kind of experiences have you had with music? I can certainly, share a couple of my thoughts to begin with, just to get it rolling. For me personally, I would say it has acted both as an enhancer and as an aid. So there are times when I'm truly feeling that I'm engaged on Sahasrara, and the vibrations are flowing, and music just kind of elevates that experience to a whole different level. Because you're now able to truly tap into the creativity of the artist. You're able to understand the essence with which or the purity
Prashant,
with
we are
which
not
that
able.
light for me is. Oh, you're not able to hear me?
No, we just missed a couple of sentences, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I don't know how far, but what I was trying to say is that it certainly enhances your overall experience when you are in a balanced state. But at the same time, if suppose you are having a difficult day and you're having a hard time, balancing yourself out, in those cases, it acts like uh, is the voice coming through now, or?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay. I just got a note here saying that my video was frozen, so I just wanted to make sure. So the other side is that it helps you kind of get back into balance. And if you're having a challenging time, the frequencies of those notes, once you're able to put your attention on it, it somehow helps you calibrate back into balance, and evokes those emotions which kind of lead you to devoting yourself more. And I think that's where music plays an unbelievable role in your overall journey through meditation. What are your thoughts?
I wanted to just bounce off the thing that you said about how it, yeah, makes it like if you're not balanced, it really helps you to come back into balance. So definitely listening to music, I feel is amazing. Something that I like to do sometimes is also just to myself sing, or like to uh, just basic notes like just on one note, or even just doing the scales, and kind of each note let it really resonate inside, and somehow it kind of, I don't know, it just helps to kind of bring you into that state. Yeah, that's something I like to do, so fun to
Fantastic,
try.
fantastic. Any additional thoughts there, Kalyan? Uh, you being a musician.
Yeah, no, for me it's a big part of my life, and it's a big part of my growth in Sahaja Yoga as well. Music has been going hand in hand with my entire journey. Um, and for me, it's like the attention immediately connects when you listen to music. Like if it is distracted and then you just listen to music, and then it just comes to a pure state, right? Very
Mm.
naturally. And like my mind kind of follows the music, like the notes and the melodies and all that. So it's almost like it just takes you on a beautiful ride.
It's very
And
harmonic. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, and it keeps you
yeah.
very engaged, right? It's very interesting. So every moment
Hmm.
of it, there is something happening, and that is how your attention comes to the moment,
Okay.
because it's constantly eventful, right? So every turn of the melody, every turn of the raga, or whatever you're paying attention to is still very pure,
Mm.
and it just keeps you in the present moment and keeps you alert. So whether I'm listening to it or I'm trying to play music, it's a very beautiful way and a natural way of effortlessly getting into a meditative state.
Beautifully described. Yeah. So I think that's all fantastic. Now, sort of changing gears a little bit here, and sort of still keeping, the relationship with our theme for this evening, the central channel. So now through the knowledge of Sahaja Yoga, we all recognize that central channel is the subtle channel of evolution. That's where the growth takes place. So what does that really kind of mean for you, through your personal experiences? Maybe, Kalyan, if you want to take a shot at it first this time. Um,
Yeah, sure. So the central channel is the channel where you are in balance, right? So if you are on the right or on the left, you can very clearly tell. You're either in your emotions or your thinking and all that. And center is where you feel that relief, that you are in the center, you are in a state of balance. And then you can see the flow of the energy, you can feel the flow, you can feel the silence, right? So that is how I connect with the central channel. And so whenever I meditate, that's the goal, right? To be in the center, to balance both sides, and to experience that silence as much as possible. And with music, it becomes much easier.
mm,
Like I said before, it kind of brings you to the center, like wherever else you might be. It kind of tries to bring you back to the center. So that's how I connect with that.
Beautiful. Any thoughts over there, Alice, that you want to add on?
No, I agree. Definitely, that is the aim, right? To stay in the center, and yeah, in a way, like the left and right, it's kind of like the they that's where like we tend to be either in one or the other, but it's the goal is to be in the center. And for me, um, I just did a little experiment. A little experiment the other day, where I was feeling a bit tense. It's something that I'd been experiencing for a few days, and like a tension in my stomach. And I noticed that sometimes it was at different moments when certain things happened, and so I thought, okay, I'm going to really try and address this. So I tried to talk to my Kundalini, and I said, I would like to overcome this. I'd like to be more peaceful inside. Um, and so I did this a few days, and then like a couple days later, I noticed that the same stimuli wouldn't trigger that tension, and so that was kind of, I felt, oh, that's nice. Like it's kind of I assume it's like the Kundalini that's just working through the central channel, and it as it goes up through the different chakras, it works through them, and yeah, it listens to what our desire is. The desire is
Absolutely. That's beautifully described. Yeah. I think the key, if I'm listening to both your responses here, it's the growth, and the conscious awareness that you gain as you kind of are working yourself, working your way up. And it's really the channel through which the growth takes place. I mean, the left and right, of course, are distractions, and more you keep towards the center, you kind of are gaining that conscious awareness, not just about yourself, but also of the environment around you, the people around you. And you're able to kind of pull their awareness up as well through that connection that you form with them. And I would say one of the key examples that I can share, similar to what you were saying, Alice, here, prior to Sahaja Yoga, and it's a long time back, I really had no interest in uh, and I'm talking about almost close to 30 years back now, so I had no interest in Indian classical music. I used to often get bored with it, and but when I first got my realization, and I would say over the years, and that's where you kind of get that tangible sense of growth, that all of a sudden the same music would engage me and I would be able to sit through it for hours together. And that's when uh, those kind of, uh, you kind of sense that growth within you, that okay, yeah, now I am experiencing something which is more deep, more divine, more sensitive, which is, and I'm feeling it through a different lens altogether. I don't understand the technicality still to the extent the various connoisseurs would, but I'm sensing it at my internal subtle system level, where I can feel the responses it is creating. So to me, that is a growth in awareness. And the other part to me is, the boundaries of dharma or the righteousness which the central channel kind of creates within you. I think that sort of gives you those pillars of growth within you, because it gives you, to your point earlier, Kalyan, what you were saying about Shri Mataji's lecture. She talked about the boundaries, and I think it is, once it crosses the void, those boundaries, they start guiding your journey. So yeah, central channel is certainly the key. And just one last point over there. I think this is the only way you get past the burdens of ego and superego, which I would say are the biggest challenge for the attention, to stabilize. So it's only through the central channel we are able to gain the thoughtlessness, which is the key for everything. So yeah. No, I think those were some very profound answers. So thank you for sharing that. I don't see any questions from the audience over here, unless I have missed something. So, but yeah, that was really it, what I had. Unless you guys want to share something else with the audience this evening. Okay.
Okay, good.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. It was a beautiful, beautiful session. And just one quick note to the audience: if they would still like to go and request a breakout room help, they can certainly do that. So they're still welcome to come and request a mentor. All right. With that, I really thank you all for your time today, and have a wonderful evening. And this will
Thank you.
certainly conclude our session here. Thank you all.
Thank you all.